Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sippin and Selling
with Joey Chanel. Welcome back to a very special episode of Sippin and Selling. I have my first fellow podcast guest, Kaz from Can I Vibe With Y'all podcast on my show today. Welcome, Kaz.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm used to hearing like the
I know you need the trumpets. That always reminds me of every favorite reggaeton song that I like.
Ooh, we can get into that.
We got to get into that.
Get into that.
I know. Well, if you guys aren't familiar with Kaz, please make sure you're following him on Instagram. His podcast is legit. I love it. I'm always watching all the reels. Specifically, what we're referencing is that he likes to put on some tunes, and you and your buddies love to like sing or dance along, which is so fun. What made you think to do that?
So my name is Kaz, and we love music. It didn't necessarily start as that, but I think music is universal. And one day we were just, because kind of like this, like we have conversations too, but we're like, let's just play a song real quick. And then we played the song. It was like an unofficial cut, but then we cut it into a clip. And that went super viral. And we were like, oh, we should do this again. And we just fell in love with the process of it. So
fun. Those are the ones I look forward to. But you have been doing this for almost, I guess, 6 years now.
6 years, yeah.
Wild. Happy anniversary. That's crazy.
Thank
I
you.
hope to aspire to make it to 6 years myself. This is my first year in.
First year in?
First year in.
Oh, you're killing it.
Oh, thanks.
Look at this.
Listen, we try. We try here at Podcast Junkies. We try to look official like a referee with a whistle. But yeah, I wanted to invite you on because usually I talk about people's Sippin and Selling stories. So most of the guests that I have are from the liquor business. Mm-hmm. And I've listened to some of your episodes, and I know that you're very seasoned in different professions. You were a teacher, delivery man, you did it all. But you worked with my partner chain, Total Wine, and I want to know about that experience. You were there for 8 months, you said.
Yes.
That got my attention, and also one of your interview guests got my attention. You had Mr. Brett on from Sovereign Brands.
Oh, shout out to Brett.
Shout out to Brett. That was one of my first episodes I listened to.
Yes, good man.
Aw, yeah, he seems like a good dude. I don't know him personally. So you got into working at Total Wine, and what made you do that, and which location? Was it the 904 Fort Lauderdale?
Wow.
I'm official.
You're exposing me. I can't say it's something I wanted to do, honestly. My dad actually worked in the liquor industry way back when.
What did he do?
He was, I don't know if he was a distributor. This was like in the 80s. I can't remember. But
that's okay.
He worked for Empire.
Oh, really? In New York?
Yeah.
So he definitely knew my father then, because my brother still works there.
Oh, does he?
No shit. I'm not
He
joking.
might, because we're originally from New York.
That's hilarious. Me too.
Oh.
Small world.
Smart.
Look at this connection. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. That's hilarious. Yeah, we're going to have to talk offline about that.
We definitely will.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so it was kind of in the DNA.
No, actually. This was, I had already graduated from college. I'm like trying to figure out. It's like a little bit after COVID, so things got kind of weird.
No kidding.
And yeah, I mentioned in there that I was 3 years into doing the podcast. And, obviously this is not something I went to school for or learn. I'm learning as I go. And then, I just wanted to take a chance on it. It was blowing up. It was doing well. I was like, let's just do it full time. And that did not work out at all.
Okay.
2 months in, I was like, I can't.
It's a lot of work. I'm lucky. I have Ben. I'm spoiled. My producer. He does all the hard work
Shout
for
out
me.
to
Heavy.
Ben.
Yep. Shout out to Ben. Heavy lifting here. I just have to show up and have a conversation with people.
Oh, you're chilling.
But some people, I don't know about you, they find that daunting too. I think you mentioned you were an introvert. I don't get that from you listening to your show. Okay. You used to
Sometimes I
as one.
still am. Sometimes I still am. Depends on the mood.
Well, when you're having conversations all the time, I say this, I feel like I have to charge my batteries after, right? Like it's very draining.
Oof.
Do you prepare a lot? Do you think about topics you're going to do or
Yeah, that takes up a lot of the time because I don't like to go in a conversation unprepared, especially if it's like a guest that I've never met before or like an industry that's different than what we typically do. Like, I don't want to just go in and wing it. So I spend a lot of time sitting there researching. And we could have someone do that for us too, but at the end of the day, I have to have the conversation with them.
Right.
So it's like a producer could tell me what to say, but if I'm not genuinely interested in it, then I'm just gonna be like,
floating, lost in the conversation.
So yeah, that's a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah, and again, if you're not getting paid for that, it's your time. Your time is valuable. So then you dipped into the Total Wine of it all. And is that where you fell in love with Dow?
So Total Wine. Well, actually, we'll backtrack a little bit.
That's fine. I like to open a lot of tabs here, Kaz.
Right,
I go all the way left. Go for it.
So my first interaction was with wine. I won't throw an age out there for.
We don't want to get flagged here
legal
since
purposes.
I'm in the industry and I do have a license.
But I was in college, and I was around some pretty girls.
Ooh.
And I was like,
shout
out to pretty girls. They know who they are. And I was like, all right, I can't be drinking vodka and tequila all the time with them. Like, this is too much. So I started getting introduced to wine nice. Obviously, you start terrible. You sip some Moscato like you're doing it well and whatever.
Yeah, of course.
But then I realized, like, it's such a smoother drink. You know, I still have my liquor here and there, but it's just smooth. The other guys around me weren't doing it. The girls were loving it at the time. And then I started to love it. So I just became a wine guy, to be honest. Started exploring different varieties, cabs, pinots, chardonnays, rosés, everything. So I always had a thing for drinking wine. And then fast forward, I was down bad. And still want to keep.
You're doing a lot of lyric references. I got your other album, Sip Moscato. Now he's down bad,
I'm
like
down
Taylor.
bad.
Holy moly. This Swiftie over here. I didn't take you for a Swiftie.
Low-key Swiftie.
I love it. See?
Low-key Swiftie.
So funny.
But yeah, I had to, like, the podcast was generating a little bit of money, but definitely not sustainable. And I had to have some extra money. So one day a Total Wine truck drove through my neighborhood delivering alcohol, and on the back it said hiring, call this number. So I called it.
Nice.
And I was hired within 2 weeks.
Wow, that's amazing.
So yeah, I got hired there. It was cool driving around because I'm driving around Fort Lauderdale, chilling on the beach, dropping off liquor to people. Everybody's happy. But it definitely wasn't my purpose. So while I was there, while I was in the store, I started just like reading wine labels. And I would just stare at these bottles all through my shift.
Right.
So I'm like learning everyone. I saw Dow a lot, and then they hit the podcast, or I think they emailed us or something like a year after.
Amazing.
And I was like, wait, I recognize this. And then they're just really good people. So it's worked out since then.
That's amazing. Like I said, I've only been in a year. My whole purpose for the podcast, and we'll get into your purpose because I would love to know.
I want to know yours too.
Thanks. So with me, someone approached me because I've been in the industry a long time, 20 years now. I'm third generation liquor baby. So great grandfather was a bootlegger. Yeah. Not identical to Brett's story, but we're in the same, allegiance of us all being in the family business. And I started my company, Cade Cap, like 9 years ago because we're brand owners. So these two, I'm going to gift them to you after the episode. But Cask 420 is our rum. It's hemp infused. And then Claude Irish whiskey.
Well, you said hemp infused?
Hemp infused.
I'm going to get high from it?
No, you can't. It's illegal to put THC and CBD with alcohol. It's just for mouthfeel.
Can I see it real quick?
Yeah, take it. Grab it. You like the florals?
Puerto Ricans. I'm Puerto Rican.
I know that.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get into that connection, too.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so my dad, in the 80s, he used to export donkey rum to the U.S., so that's how he got into the rum business, and he became an importer. So, like I said, these are our latest innovations. We own those products, but 9 years ago, I had friends coming to me being like, how'd you get into Total Wine? Because it's very hard. A lot of people would love to know how to get into that chain. I have friends and relationships that are in big distributors like Empire, and they can't get into Total Wine.
Are you saying like getting your product in?
Yes. So that's what my company does. I manage chain relationships, and I get brands into all the chains. So Publix, Whole Foods, Walmart, all that.
Oh.
So people came to me and were like, oh, well, we want to do an ensemble podcast with like all the kids in the liquor business. And I was like, that's cool. But at the end of the day, I have a very strong accent. So I was like, I'm
hearing the New York right now, to be honest.
I know. So I was like, I don't know if that's going to translate well or be well, like people like it. And like I was explaining to you before, I like to talk to people. I like to see people. I like to feel energy. I'll do Zooms here and there, but it's kind of hard, you know? And they wanted me to Zoom every week. And I was just like, I don't even know if
Like
I'm going
for
to like
this?
that. Yeah, for
It's
that.
different.
I know. So here I am. I started a year ago, and I've been just asking friends to come on because, like I said, I have 20 years in this business. So I've had distributors on, I've had brand owners on, I've had people I've never met before on. And then I did a couple touring things. Ben and I went to South Beach Food and Wine. They asked me to do media. So we got to interview some cool people there.
The recent one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. And then just last week I was in LA for the beverage forum. You were in LA
I think
too.
we just missed each other.
Yeah, we missed each other by
I
like a
think
day.
I was leaving as you were coming.
I know, it's so funny. But you were in like San Diego or something, you said.
Well, I was in LA first.
Okay.
And then San Diego after.
All right.
Yeah, I was like a whole Cali trip. It was.
Yeah, that's fun.
I have to go back next week.
You
but
do?
It's nonstop. But
Oh my gosh, but that's great. Yeah, so that was my purpose, was just basically there's not a lot of females in the industry. Most of them are in wine. Most of them aren't in spirits. And most of them didn't grow up in the industry. And most of them don't do what I do. I'm in a very small niche. So I wanted to be a voice for that. And the podcast has just expanded into other things. I love being an entrepreneur. I have several, businesses now. If you count the podcast, it's 3 that I have myself, right?
people don't know it's a business.
Yeah. And it's a brand. You're branding yourself. And so I want to talk about it. I want to inspire people. And I know you're about the same type of messaging.
Absolutely. So for you, was it a transition like is something you wanted to, or someone just kind of pitched it to you and you fell in love with it?
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't know I wanted to do it.
You just fell in love
I
with
just
talking
fell
to
in love with
people.
it. I always talk to people. Like I've been asked to do panels and stuff and talk because, like I said, there's not a lot of chicks in this side of the business, and they'd want to talk to me, or because of who my father was, maybe they'd like ask me to jump on their podcast or do an interview, and never really thought about it. I did public speaking and all that in college, and I liked it.
Like how far did you take that?
Not far. Not far at all.
Because there's like public speaking classes and then like really public
No, I
speaking.
didn't get like hired for engagements, but I used to write a blog. Like I was very
Okay.
much into like talking, and I like to give messages and stories. Anytime anything happened to me, I felt like compelled to share it. I'm a big poster. I'll post everything. I'm a poster. I'll post everything. Before like selfies and blogging was a thing, I would do that. I would just like, remember when Cribs was big?
Like MTV Cribs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I used to do that. Like I'd go to friends' houses and I'd be like, "Hey, it's Joey. I'm here at so and so's house," and I'd do a
So you're built for this.
I think I was a
You've been
celebrity
doing
in a
this.
past life. I always say that. I say that to
Honestly-
Ben. I must have been like Marilyn or someone because I'm too comfortable. I'm really too comfortable in this life. Like at the last week at the beverage forum, I was walking up to some big wigs and I was just like, "Hey, want to jump on Sippin and Selling?" Like Robin Thicke.
I think I did see that actually. You posted that, right?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
of course you did. You posted everything.
I post everything. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just too comfortable, but I think that's the benefit. And I think that's also why my clients trust me, my buyers trust me. And I have celebrity clients that trust me. So that's cool.
Have you had any on here?
Not yet. Not yet.
It's going to happen.
It's going to. You're going to put it in the universe for me? Thank you, Kaz. The podcast gods have spoken.
Is it different like having a podcaster on versus someone in the
Yeah,
industry?
because you know how to ask questions too. The banter's there. It's easy. I feel like I said, people are staring at me like, "Oh my God, what's she going to say?" Especially because I don't do pre-questions. I'll say, "Is there anything you don't want me to say?" Obviously, we edit it.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely having you on, the conversation's flowing. I also, like I said, I want to learn from you. And usually I'm trying to give my audience a message and teach them and give some insight to my world, but also not bore them. I feel like the best episodes are when I'm getting a little bit outside of my comfort zone,
I agree.
Which I'm doing with you.
I agree. Yeah, honestly, I feel the same. Luckily, it hasn't happened like too much, but you have those where they're just looking at you like, what's the next question?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Or the answers are short.
the
And you're
answers
just
are
like,
short.
Jesus.
It feels transactional.
Yes.
It's like, why did you even come?
Yeah.
Everybody has an agenda.
Yeah.
Whatever. But nah, I mean, I'm the same way. I just like having good conversation.
So is that why you started? It was a hobby?
This started completely randomly, to
Yeah?
be honest. Like I said, it was during COVID. We didn't know what to do. We were passing time. It was me, my boy, and my brother, and we started doing a live stream on
Okay.
Instagram, but no purpose to it. It was literally just, we're stuck in the house. We were drinking wine.
Of course you
And-
were.
But this, at the time, it was bad. There was a liquor store by me. and they were selling $2 bottles of wine.
Ooh, wow. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it
rough.
was- yeah, it was. But we're like broke college kids, and we bought like we didn't know how long we were gonna be locked down. They're like the world's gonna be shut down, so
Yeah.
we bought like 50 bottles of wine.
Wow.
So it turned into like we weren't drinking it every day, but it turned into like a daily live stream.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, we had no following at the time. The podcast wasn't even a thing. We're just off our personal pages.
That was gonna be my question. Like this day and age, kids in college have like
Oh, it's
60,000 followers to start.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
It's
so I was
crazy.
curious if you had a good following.
Yeah, no, it was. We did it for my personal page because I had the biggest following at the time, but I think it was like 1,500 people.
Yeah.
Which these were just my college friends. There wasn't like a following for real.
Yeah.
And then the live stream started getting pushed out to people in different states. So people in like Texas, North Carolina, New York are hopping on. I'm like, who are these people?
Yeah. You're like, how'd they find me?
Yeah, and they start looking forward to the show. And people like just really wanted to see the live stream. So it kept going. The world slowly started to like come back to normal. And I was like, I kind of want to like figure out a way to continue this, like, because it was a crazy show. It was fun. This is before Instagram had a lot of restrictions.
Right.
It was just a
So you guys
free-for-all.
would just go viral all the time doing fun shit.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even viral. It was a little because it was inside the live session.
But in the lives, don't they go on the story, or they didn't do that back then?
I don't even think they did it at the time.
Oh,
Yeah, this
okay.
was 2020.
Yeah,
like summer
you're right.
2020.
That update didn't happen yet.
Yeah, so this is literally, we would have like maybe 100 people on the live, but it was just that community that knew about it. And these lives would go on for like 6 hours. So
Wow.
I knew like, okay, this is
Something.
clearly engaging people. They want to see this. So world coming back, people start going back to work and whatnot, and got a stimulus check and bought some equipment.
Love
And
it.
I was just like, let's just
Just
jump
try
into
it for
yeah.
real. Yeah. And you have a good radio voice, don't you feel?
You think so?
I do. I think you have a good soothing voice.
Oh, yeah.
When you came in and I put the headphones on, I just heard you talking. I was like, I know this voice. Yeah. I think that's important. I think that's part of it.
That's honestly feels good to hear
Oh,
because
good.
I always hated my voice, to be honest.
Ditto.
But I guess I'm used to talking in the mic at this point.
Yeah. No, you have a good flow.
I feel like I'm in a radio station right now, to be honest.
Listen,
you
we
definitely got
try.
the setup.
We try. Listen, you got to fake it to make it. How many years in did you feel like, well, first of all, getting someone to reach out to you that early in a year to ask, like I'm sponsoring my podcast because I obviously have ownership of brands. And I don't know that when you started, you kind of knew. You were like, I want to do this. You tried, like you said, and then you were like, it's not making me money. Most people that come into the studio do want to make a business out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mom and a wife, and I've been in this industry, like I said, 20 plus years, and I've expanded my conversations to beverage and entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously I would love to make it into something in the future where maybe I'm not going to be selling my brands or other people's brands because there's going to be a hot new shiny toy who's going to,
This is true.
So
This
you
is
got to
true.
think for the future.
I mean, my biggest thing was I didn't come in like, oh, I want to make this a business or I want to go viral or I just wanted to continue reaching a lot of people and be consistent. That was like my main goal going in. So literally from the jump, again, it's still like a little bit of COVID time, so I had more flexibility, but first month into it, recorded like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Because I knew, and they weren't good, to be honest. Like that's how it is when you start. But the biggest goal was like, maybe it's like a competitive nature in me. I was like, I don't want to start this, put it out to the world, and then a month later we fall off.
That's okay.
We fall off, whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna make sure this is consistent. People see this every day, and of course, at first they're like, oh, "Okay, cool, we started a little podcast." Okay, cool.
Right.
And then next thing you know, we're 10 episodes in, 25 episodes in, 50 episodes in, and now I'm known for
Yeah.
being a podcaster.
Yeah, people
Whereas,
share your videos to me all the time.
really,
Yeah.
is that how you found us?
No, I originally, like I said, I was researching for different guests and I found the Sovereign Brands because he's local. And I was like thinking of who I do all this myself. I find the guests.
I respect it.
And like I said, I don't really premeditate my questions. Like I do the best, and I'm sure I repeat some of the things because some things to me are redundant, but they need to be heard because the audience isn't the same, right? You and I will share an audience on this episode, but everybody else usually has never been on a podcast, or they've been on a podcast and it's the same questions and the same script. And I want to get I want the laugh. I like to make people laugh, and I think it's not supposed to be so serious, right? And my mom was a jokester, and I have that in me. Ben is funny, and like we just like to talk about music, which I love that about you. But that video, the one that has been sent to me multiple times, is because I grew up in Puerto Rico. I love reggaeton. I'm a huge Latino lookalike.
I know which video you're talking about.
Yes, you do know which video I'm talking about. And everybody sends it to me because it's like the most famous Zumba song ever, and everybody loves it. And you guys took a Zumba class. Was that before or after that video?
Oh, that was before that. That was the Zumba was last summer.
Okay.
So another addition to my job history. I used to teach Zumba.
No shit, really? I love that.
Completely on accident.
Did you love it?
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, making the playlist.
I miss my ladies.
Jam. Yeah, so fun.
That was so I was a personal trainer, and they just randomly asked me to teach like a HIIT class, like a workout class.
Yeah.
So I was teaching like workout class, but I just threw on my playlist. I've never taught a class. I didn't know. I just threw on a playlist. They love the reggaeton, all the old classics, the new ones.
Like Pitbull,
all of it. They like we were working out, but we were also like jamming.
Yeah.
So at the end of the class, we started dancing, and then the next week they were like, "What if we just dance?" And then it turned into Zumba for 6 months.
I love it.
But
Think you had rhythm? Could you dance?
Oh, for
okay,
sure.
Good. All right, good. I had to ask the question, Kaz. You never know. Some people don't.
Listen, I'm stuck right now.
You're like, but shaking
if
my
I was
hips.
up, listen, the hips.
I saw you on the video. Look at Ben. Ben's shaking it too. Ben is a Latino over there. Look at him.
Are you
loves
actually?
to salsa. Yes.
Colombia.
Yep.
Colombiano.
Like Sofia Vergara.
Oh, that's my
Ooh,
my queen.
That's his love. I took Ben to South Beach Food and Wine and got him very close to her.
Oh,
he was very happy with me.
He was feeling good.
I had this extension.
Yeah, he had the big selfie stick. He was like looking at her.
I'm like, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I saw her and I heard the accent, I'd probably be like...
You'd die. Stop dead in your tracks.
Yeah.
I know, I love her.
Should get her on
She
here.
doesn't age. One day, you and I together.
Oh, I'm coming? Oh, man.
I'll invite you if I get her ass on here. I will. Ask Ben. He knows. I keep a promise.
Ben's coming on, too.
Ben will be here. Ben's going to be like bringing food. He'll be like, I'll make you some dinner.
Whatever you need.
So good. Okay, so like I said, you've been doing this a long time. You guys have a different setup. You are on an ensemble cast, but I've heard you reference multiple times when you're solo dolo that a lot of people like you alone. And a lot of the podcasts I've been on, majority of them are an ensemble cast. It's
Really?
not like, it's not, yeah, including in the beverage industry. That's the other reason I wanted to do it. I'm the only one doing it myself.
I prefer it that way.
Yeah.
It's tough by yourself.
It's hard by yourself, but it's also hard with co-hosts, right? Because it's like you're competing almost. Or is that the wrong word?
Well, it depends on the co-host. I think maybe with guests sometimes. Honestly, I guess it works out, but the structure we have, I kind of do a lot of the preparation.
Okay.
So they ask questions, which is perfect, but they're not like, they don't have their own script or whatever to where we have to compete. I'm trying to think of a moment like I feel like I was competing. Usually just people who love to hear themselves talk.
I know, right? It's like, it's crazy. When you see it happening, Ben knows I have a code for whenever I feel like it's happening and I just say something. Obviously, my listeners and viewers don't know, but it's hard because we only usually film for an hour. I don't know about you.
About the same.
Yeah. So it's like you, A, don't want it to be a drag.
Mm-hmm.
B, you don't want them to get stuck on too many topics. You usually have like your agenda, I'm sure. With me, I don't usually have an agenda. It's more like I know I want to get something valuable out of it. I want them to feel like I'm scratching their back as they're scratching mine. I don't want it to be transactional like you're saying, but I want it to not be like a waste of everybody's time, right? And sometimes it'll either be where they're long-winded on an answer that nobody cares about. It's like, oh, well.
That's where editing comes in.
Yeah, exactly, right? But then you have to piece it back together too, because usually my questions, sometimes they'll take out their own tabs. That has nothing to do with what I was talking about.
Yeah, it's like, that's why it's important to have the right guest on.
Right.
Especially starting out. There was a lot of, before we were, I tell people it's not an interview, it's a conversation, because when they think it's an interview, they sit there and just wait for the next question.
Yeah.
And before we were having like different backgrounds on, we were just having friends that we know. Sometimes we talk about dating and stuff like that.
Yeah, you guys go into a lot of pop culture.
We do a lot of pop culture, a lot of just relatable. And we have a big audience of women, so people have these different dating experiences and whatnot. So there would be a lot of women on who want to come on and just kind of like spill all their ex stories and it just, I'm like, oh,
It's hard.
This is coming a yap session.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure they're thinking like you said, a lot of people like to hear themselves talk, and I'm sure they're trying to produce while they're there. Like I feel like sometimes people are on the pod with me, and they're like either trying so hard to get a point across or make me laugh or something to make it viral. Like, do you feel like sometimes that's the goal for people, is like to make that viral content with you and be like, yeah, I helped you. That
is the worst. I have literally sat down with people where before we even turn the cameras on, they're like, oh, we're going viral today. And I'm like,
you're like, here we go.
Like, because
Ben knows.
It's the worst, because like that's not our goal. We just want to sit down, have good conversations. Luckily, we've learned to like clip it up better to where, it has the highest chance of, I don't look at it as going viral, just getting the most views. If people like it, cool. If not, we move on to the next thing. But literally people will come on and they try to say stuff on purpose to go viral, and then it makes it not go viral because it feels inauthentic.
People feel that. Yeah, for sure. You've talked about this before, because I listened to a lot of your shows before you came on. You talk about that where like you have to be authentic, and if you're trying too hard, it doesn't come across. And I think even that episode with Brett, he was talking about it. Like, if you don't have the passion, right?
Yeah, he's a very passionate man.
Yeah, he is. I'm the same. I feel that way about my business. And whenever I talk about what I do, I love what I do, and I have a sense of pride. I feel like that is the best guest. Whenever you're talking to them and they have something that they're excited to talk about, and you just like highlight them and you guys ping pong back off each other, those are the best. Do you pre-interview before you ask your guests to come on?
How so? Like
I'll invite a guest on, and then I'll say, hey, we need to jump on a call for like 10 minutes, and I feel them out.
Sometimes I have before. It kind of just depends. Like maybe with bigger name people, a lot of times, like sometimes their manager reaches out. So we might have a quick thing. They mostly just want to see like we prepare some topics, especially when people got to like watch out for PR and whatnot. But we'll prepare some topics. The manager reviews it. If they like it, cool. If not, we make some changes. I prepare like an outline for myself, and I could have it right here. But once we get into the conversation, I don't even really look at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just in the moment.
Yeah, of course. See, I do it differently, obviously. The only ones that I've ever had a lot of problems with are like the very corporate, like I'll send the raw footage, and they're like, you got to cut this, you got to cut that. You couldn't say that. This shouldn't be announced yet, da-da-da-da. So that's always hard. That's why I'm asking you, because I'm obviously trying to learn from you and pick your brain a little bit about what I'm doing differently. But you have people reaching out to be guests, which I haven't got to that level yet. I would love that. I do have some.
Trust me, I do a lot of outreach too.
Yeah, but I do have some, but they don't want to pay to be on the show. They want me to just like talk about their product, which I'd love to highlight, but sometimes it's like a person in Canada, right? And my audience is, like you've talked about on your show, you have audiences outside of the U.S. I haven't really looked at much of my analytics, to be honest with you, so I don't know where they're coming from.
You got to know.
I just hear. I know. I got to know who I'm talking to. Like I said, I'm learning here as I go. But I know that a lot of my listeners are the distributors, are the buyers for the chains, because they'll write me an email and be like, hey, I saw your episode, which with X brands, send me a sample. So if someone reaches out from Canada where they're not distributed in the US yet, it doesn't make sense for me to put them on my platform yet,
Yeah, you definitely have to be picky. Grateful to have a good, I wouldn't say it's like a lot of people reach out, but here and there we get some people. And I'm sure they're really good people. Like, honestly, I feel bad sometimes because, like, I do want to have conversations with more people, but it has to be a match for our brand as well, especially because we've gotten into a certain following. So I want to make sure the audience enjoys it as well. Like, I'm sure we could, catch a vibe, have a good time off camera, but a lot of times people want to promote their product or whatever they have going on, which, I love to talk about, but the audience might not care. So if I keep doing that, then the audience will be like, this is not really
on
what
brand
I signed up for.
And not on brand for you.
Right.
So you may lose the follower. Do you, in your analytics, do you see like where they trail off, like on your episodes?
On YouTube, you can see, I'm not gonna lie, I still working on YouTube is working on that.
Yeah.
But on the audio, I'm not sure if we could see that.
Like on YouTube, when I started and Ben would show me, like in the beginning, they would trail off within 3 minutes. And that's usually like my intro and then my first question. So I was like, okay, usually in the beginning, my first question was always like, how did you get into this business? Or what's your brand about? And like, so I shifted and I stopped doing that and I just start talking. And like you said,
or,
catch a vibe.
Even with the editing, you could throw in the best minute, 30 seconds, whatever it is. Because people have a very, very short attention span.
Yeah, of course, nowadays.
And I'm still working on that too because I want to have a good conversation with the person, but I know like that first piece of material that they see is so important, and the thumbnail.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm still working on it myself, but it's like there's so much. It's so saturated now. So
I know.
you have to really like wow them to stand out. Even with like the retention, I could see that on the clips too, the IG reels and whatnot. But a lot of it sometimes comes from the strength of a following, which why I want to be consistent, because it's very hard to just pop out and go viral unless you're doing something outlandish.
Yeah, of course. But majority of your audience is female. Mine's opposite, obviously. Like it's usually
you're in the male dominated.
I'm in the male dominated industry. I'm a unicorn in the industry, and people know my dad, so they're like interested to see what I'm gonna do. And he's very crass, and I have a truck driver mouth, but it's. At the end of the day, people do like that and they do want to see that, but they also love I have a humble quality to myself. I shouldn't, I guess, because if they see my dad, he is not.
You're good.
But I feel like I think a majority of my audience originally were the buyers and the friends and all of that. And those people are important and you want them to support you. But it's funny because I find that the strangers are the ones reposting my stuff.
Shout out to the
right?
stranger.
I know. I love my audience who I don't know. And I know that's important to you too, because you guys want to go and meet your crew and your listeners. And for me, my viewers, I find that on the YouTube, because Ben handles it, YouTube is a lot more, I get more downloads and it's stronger. We have a beautiful studio. I guess I have a nice looking face. I don't know.
A lot of men too. So
there's that. But it's a lot of work. I think about everything. Like even today, right? I forgot my cups, so I had to have a Podcast Junkies cup. Like you think about everything for the look and the vibe, and you want to make sure that it's right. And people are gonna reach out about something. Last week I posted an episode. This was upside down.
It happens.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, I've had so many moments and now especially because I see it. Like I review all the footage before it goes out, and I'm like, that was messed up. There's one time I just got back, I think from LA, and I left my suitcase in the background, so there was a suitcase in the episode. Very tacky, but I was like, whatever. Like we already recorded it.
Right.
It's tough. It's people think you just sit here and talk in a mic, and
magic.
A lot of people don't respect it.
No.
And it is, especially now because it is very saturated. Everyone starts a podcast these days.
I know. But do you want to know, I heard a stat from someone I was on their podcast, and he told me that only 1% of people film over 25 episodes. Okay.
Like total.
Total.
Really?
And if you go like farther than that, obviously, like you're in that 1%. He said that most people give up after episode 3.
Wow.
Wild, right? Because
Shows how hard it is.
it's very hard. Yeah. And like you're doing it all by yourself.
What episode is this for you?
60. I just haven't posted them all.
In a year?
Yeah. I mean, the second year I went hard. Ben and I have been in here. I'll film back to back because I hate doing my hair and makeup. So I'll just
It
bring
is
a different
different, yeah.
shirt. I'll do a different
I just
shirt.
walked up in here.
Yeah, you just walked up in here like everything's fine. I had to get up at like 7, blow dry my hair. Yeah, so I hate that. I guess because I'm a mom. When I was younger, I used to love. I'd get up very early, do all the girly things. Now I just don't give a shit. I'm always in like gym clothes and like a ponytail. So I will film sometimes 2 or 3 episodes while I'm here.
As you should.
Yeah,
It's actually better that way because, I mean,
you're warmed up.
you're warmed up and safer. Like, we still want to look presentable too. So it's hard when you have a whole new guest on a whole new day and we got to reset up the cameras, focus the mic. Every guest is different. So you got to get them adjusted. And like, I'm used to doing it. So it's fine. But for the average person, like it might be the first time they ever spoke on a mic.
Yeah.
So you got to like give them the rundown, make them feel comfortable. And it's just like repeating the process over and over. And I'm grateful for it, but sometimes recording, it could turn into like a 4-hour session
Wow.
between setting up, recording, because every now and then we have like an hour and a half type of thing. So let's say 30 minutes getting adjusted, hour and a half recording, that's 2 hours there. And then afterwards, they're like, oh my God, this is so you get stuck yapping.
I know, right? But that's good. I love that. I love making new friends with the guests that I have. When I was at the Beverage Forum last week, 3 people that were there were guests on my podcast via Zoom, and I hadn't met them yet.
Oh,
And
wow.
So that was fun to like get to meet them in person and vibe with them and hang out. And they were so excited.
What's the ratio you've had between like live and Zoom?
I've only done 2 live events. I just did the Beverage Forum, and then I did the South Beach Food and Wine. But usually, oh, you mean in person here? Sorry.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry. I'd say that they're 50-50, honestly. I personally try not to do as many Zooms anymore because, like I said, I've been having some issues where I feel like it's not as, maybe their internet sucks. And then I don't know it till like we're here filming, and it's
Right.
like very fuzzy or their mouth
So
doesn't match up.
if they're on Zoom, are they like here?
Yeah, they're there, and I'm looking at them on the camera there, and they see me like this, but in your seat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've actually never done it. So
Oh, really? Never done a Zoom?
I tried it. I started to one time, and I was like, I don't like this. And we've had people too that are out of state, even out of country, and they could be like really good people, but I'm like, it's not going to be the same.
It's not the same. And honestly, like you could see it in the stats, right? Like, and that's what's cool. And that's why like sometimes I'll push people into like another season. Like I've taped a lot season 2 because I was trying to bank a bunch of episodes and have them timed out, which I didn't do last year. Last year, I only did maybe 8 episodes.
The whole year?
The whole year. I started like, I think March, and I ended in maybe July, I think. And then I came back in the fall. Not to get dark, but I had a death in the family. So I stopped for a minute, and then I came back hard because I threw myself into work. And it was my mom who passed, and she loved the media world. She used to work for Ladies Home Journal. So like I kind of feel like this is an homage to her when I do it. But I
That's
needed a
respect.
break,
No, it's hard. So I'm sorry to hear that, first of all. But
Thank you.
it's hard when you have to like put yourself out here like that, and then something like that happens behind the scenes because it's like, do I want to tell everybody? Do people even care? And like, the real ones are gonna care, but like it's just people don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Something like that, something will work, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
and you just have to like come here and just show up.
I know.
like
Do you
nothing
feel like
happened.
you share when you have stuff like that going on, or do you feel like you'll share and then you'll edit it maybe?
I shared, I think this was 2021. This was like episode 20 or something. My uncle passed, and I had to go to his funeral the same day and record in the same day. And it just didn't feel right. I guess I expressed it by talking about it on there. Which I knew like it's not gonna stop me from recording, especially again, this is episode 20, so I'm preaching being consistent. I can't just stop. But I think that was my first, like, just kind of like keep pushing through it.
Yeah.
Because like I can't just, it hurt, but I can't just stop. And I think it's important to take breaks here and there, like you take a month off or whatever it may be. But I was like, I can't let something like that stop. Especially the same way he was the animated uncle. So, he would love this right now. So I'm like, let me just keep going, keep pushing through it.
Yeah. It's a sweet, like I said, nod to them, and it's something they'd want you to do. Like, they don't want you to just be wallowing in the sadness. But, like, for me personally, I took the break and I, like, looked inward and stuff, and I just tried to decide what I wanted to do with the show and then try to adjust accordingly. I made an intro, like the banner. I made myself more official. Right? Yeah. With Ben singing on it.
Ben is good.
He's the man. Switched up my producer and all of that. And yeah, I just started. Back then, I used to only post bi-weekly. And like I said, I stopped. And then now I'm doing weekly, and I have episodes banked, and I'm doing it on purpose because I'm trying to post them where it makes sense. Like yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, so I posted my tequila guests, like things like that.
Okay.
The week before, one of the guests was speaking at the Beverage Forum. So I wanted to release her episode because she was going to be all over the internet, and they are at the show with me. So it was a good time to drop. It made sense, So I'm trying to do that now.
How far ahead are you now?
I have episodes through November.
Hey.
I know. But it doesn't make sense all the time, though, right? Like, so sometimes some of the episodes from the past, now I'm like pushing them because they're not as good as the other ones. You know what I'm saying? What you mean. So then they don't make sense. Like, I was talking to Ben about that with this one guest. I was like, we taped them long ago, and the reason I didn't post them was because they had a Christmas tree in the back. And I knew even then, like, I didn't want to post it yet. And now it's like, if I post in the summer, it looks silly.
Well, now you got to wait till Christmas.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And probably the whole conversation for me, because I'm talking about their brand and where they're at, probably doesn't make sense.
I mean, that's how it is. It's better to be ahead like that. Honestly, that's part of the reason I was in LA. I don't know why. It's sometimes kind of hard to find people here. That's why when you reached out, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I used to live in Boca.
Nice.
We have similar brands. And a lot of people think, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. They see the following and they get intimidated, and they're like, they think I don't look at that. I'm just like, if it's a good match, it's a good match.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily chasing the clout or whatever it is. But yeah, there's been people on the opposite end who they might have a huge following, but they're a terrible guest.
Terrible guest, or won't collab.
Or won't
share. Oh. And it's like, what? Why did you come on the show?
I remember.
Look, Ben's looking. He knows, because he knows who I'm talking about. It was his fault.
Early on, I had a guest on with over 1 million followers. So
you were excited.
A year in, that's like, oh, we struck gold.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be great. And we made some really good clips, really good content. And he didn't collab on it, and it's just like it never got pushed out to the audience, and it was really good stuff. And I was like,
you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, this is my first interaction with.
Yeah, so I have a few things I learned protocol-wise, but it still doesn't really matter. But I sent an email always. I sent it to you. It says, like, you have to say, yes, I agree, that you'll repost for at least 2 weeks. Like, you have 2 weeks to figure this out. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, like, still, it's not like a binding contract. I don't have, like, my attorney on it. But, like, at the end of the day, that's all you can do. And with you, it sounds like you have people helping you with production costs. But I'm absorbing all of the costs, right, with my company. Not all. No. All right. All right. But you're filming where?
I film at my place.
Right.
Yeah.
So that saves the cost.
That does save the cost.
Yeah.
It's like, it's tough because I really aspire to have something like this. But I know, especially with guests, that even myself, I was late today. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We still love you, Kaz.
I've had people come an hour and a half late. Super late.
That's terrible. Look at Ben.
And
he's like, hell.
Yeah, and I know, like, if I had something like this and I was paying studio time, and they do that, it would make me so mad. That's why, like, again, I apologize because I'm usually so on top of that.
Don't worry about it. I was easy on you. Ask Ben. I'm usually such a brat. I'm such a brat, but I loved you, and I was so excited for you to be here. And it happens. It happens all the time. And he knows I'm always early, and he always cushions a little after because he likes to hang out with me after. He's going to say something, this yo-yo.
Well, I was going to also say, we don't get the text message that you sent, though.
that was something I was like, oh, he's a good guy. Like he understood the time. He's like, I understand the time. I understand the presence, all of that. And I was like, all right, Joey, I like
Good
this guy.
dude.
I was like, this is a
Good
guy.
dude.
He understands what a studio is. He understands all that. This is a good guy. I'm excited for him to come in.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, trust me, that is my biggest pet peeve. And we've had horror stories. We've had people cancel an hour before.
Same. I've been in the studio. Ben has been with me. He's seen 50 emails of me confirming because I just had a feeling. Like I had a feeling about it. Like either they forgot to send the samples or they were like, oh, maybe or whatever. And there's 52 emails and the last 10 are saying, okay, Wednesday at 10. Okay, Wednesday at 10. And then literally I'll get a text message like, oh, I didn't get on my flight and now I'm on this flight. I'm on the plane. I can't. Or the power went out. And I'm like, are you kidding? So it's hard, but like thankfully Ben's cool and he has his own show. So we'll just like do an episode together or something. Yeah, been there, done that.
Oh.
You like the name?
I love that name.
It's a cool show.
You guys are sipping and selling too.
Yeah, man.
You know what got me? Also the colors. I was like, oh yeah, this is.
Come on.
I'm where I need to be.
We're similar.
We
Similar
are.
our colors.
We are.
Well, I know, like I said, I love your show. I want to make sure everybody's following you if they're not. You can shout out any Instagram you want because I don't know if you want to say your personal or not.
Sure. Well, the personal is Kaz_0. My full name is Kazo.
Ooh, what does that mean?
So
In Italian, it means
I know what it means in
word.
Italian. Well, 2 Z's.
Yes.
Even if you just search up Cazzo.
Yes.
I'll let you do the Google search on that. But it was my grandfather's name. I heard he was named by an Italian woman.
Oh, well, you see.
He was military, and it got passed down to me. So
I love it.
I'm the only one I know, but.
You're the only Kaz I know. That's cool.
And then Can I Vibe with Y'all podcast? Pretty straightforward. I think we're the only Can I Vibe with Y'all I've heard of as well.
You are.
So yeah, all platforms. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you how you pick your songs because this was something I was excited about. Like I said, I love music. I'm a honorary Latina. I love
Latina?
everything. I'm not. I just grew up in Puerto
honorary,
Rico.
honorary.
Yes, you're a
So
real
we
Puerto
accept you.
Rican. I know. I identify. I was there this past weekend for my birthday.
Puerto Rico?
I was in Puerto Rico. I went to go see Maroon 5. They're my favorite band. I've been following them around since college. They weren't named Maroon 5 back in the day. They were called Kara's Flowers. And I've been to over
did not know
30
that.
shows. And I have a tattoo of their lyrics. I'm a real crazy fan, diehard. But my fandom goes beyond that. Like I'm a big time fan of rap music. I love R&B. I'm going to see Chris Brown and Usher. I've seen Usher twice. I've seen Chris Brown. I love everybody. I'm a country girl. So I've watched your show. Can I Vibe with Y'all? I've seen you guys do these clips that I find hilarious. Like I said, who sings that one song? Is it? It's called Danza Couture, but I don't know who the guy.
Don Omar.
That's right. He's a Puerto Rican. Anywho, so I'm curious how you pick your songs, and I'm curious if you ever forget if you've already done one of the songs.
To answer the second question, we never forget.
Okay.
Well,
good.
I never forget.
Okay, good.
Because I spend hours and hours and hours and hours listening to the same song over and over before it goes out. So I can never forget what was posted.
So you don't know the lyrics ahead of time for all of them.
Oh, I know all of them.
But are these songs that you already knew the lyrics for, or
Yeah.
you're learning them for this segment?
No, we never. So I get me and my brother, my 2 boys, Trey and Jordy, because they're musically
Talented.
jukebox as well.
Okay.
We have never learned lyrics for a song. It's just basically what we do is we connect the phone to the mixer. We pass the phone around. We have a list of like songs that people would know or maybe like might not know, but it's still a good song to jam out. We're not gonna have like a random song that no one's ever heard of because like what is this?
Yeah.
Basically we just pass the phone around and you pick, and sometimes we do like a random, like you pick a song on the spot and we just jam out. So say I pass the phone to you, I'm not gonna know what you put on. So it's an authentic reaction. We don't prepare like, okay, learn the lyrics for this today. We're actually recording more tonight. So
I love it.
That's why I said I'll see you.
So fun. So how are we going to play this? I'm going to put on a song and see if you know the lyrics. One of my favorite songs.
Are you, what is it? The
What do you
speaker through
want?
here?
I don't know. I've never done this before. This ain't my show.
Oh, I don't know.
What am I doing?
Like I said, we don't ask
plan
each
it.
other what we want.
Ben, am I putting it in the
on.
microphone? Or are you putting it in your microphone? You're putting on a song.
I was gonna say we could throw it Bluetooth if you want to.
What are we doing?
That's what we normally do.
Yeah, let's try it.
Cause then we'll hear it in the speakers or the headphones. That's why I'm probably.
All right, Ben. So are you picking a song or am I telling you what song?
Copyright. How do you get no copyright?
Well, that's why we can only post it on Instagram and TikTok.
That's what I was gonna say. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Don't do
I
it?
wouldn't do it. Yeah, because on YouTube it's gonna flag.
Yeah.
But we could do.
We could do it and do it for a clip.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. So usually we cut out the music part and don't put that on YouTube.
So so we could do.
Ben, if this is too complicated for you.
No, can we do a clip? Can we do it after?
Yeah, let's do it after.
Let's just
So,
do like a little
Yeah.
clip afterwards.
all right, cool. So I'm going to sign them out
editing
then.
purposes.
Editing purposes
Yeah.
only.
Honestly, sometimes that happens when I have people on and they want to do it, and it's like middle of the conversation. Like, hold on, save it for that because I'm gonna have to like cut this and
So you
come back to
know.
the conversation.
You speak
yeah.
his language, this guy, trying to make his life difficult. I try to have him blur out the entire background of an episode of. I had 2 Zoom guests, and I asked him to do it for me, and he was like, "Joey, this is so much work. I would only do it for you." I didn't like the background. They had people walking in the back. I know, but this is what I'm talking about.
you had
It's
to
like
blur
how
out
to
people
avoid this
walking?
shit. Yes, it's so crazy. Anywho, Kaz, is there anything that you want to talk about that we didn't cover today on Sippin and Selling?
What are some of your goals for the future with this?
Like I said, I would love, because I'm a mom and I understand that people age out. There's people in my industry that are still dinosaurs, like my dad, who is going to be 90 and still in the business, Joe. But at the end of the day, I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. I can sell pretty much anything, right?
Sipping and selling.
Sipping and selling. But I don't get high on my own supply. I don't drink a lot. So I'm expanding into different beverages.
Honestly, people see the song and they think we just drink every
Yeah.
episode.
Well, like you said,
half
you're
the time I'm
live.
drinking
Yeah,
water. Like,
yeah, I know. Fake it to make it, like I said. My goals here are to have a following. I would love to have authentic followers. I don't want like ghost followers or anything. I want people to actually want to tune in, want to hear what I have to say. I'm not saying it for any other purpose except to inspire. I want people that are, a lot of people in my world aren't women, like I said. So I want them to feel like they have a voice. I feel like I want them to have someone to look forward to listening to. I love listening to podcasts. Most of the podcasts I listen to are men. I want to have a female voice out there. I don't need to be so big, like you said. I just want the same people to keep coming back. It would be great to get some people listening from Puerto Rico or any other islands or countries. That'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be nice.
I think we mentioned Canada at the beginning. The
Yes.
Canadians show a lot of love.
They do?
They
Okay,
show a lot of
good.
love.
Well,
And the
maybe-
Australians.
Australia. Well, my name is Joey. I'm a
Joey.
kangaroo. So funny. But yeah, that's my goal. What's your goal with your podcast?
I just want to continue to reach a lot of people. Just provide a safe space and good community.
Yeah.
Again, we connect through music, but also it's called Can I Buy With Y'all? So
Catch
I don't know,
on.
like it's obviously we can't speak directly to everybody, but the more people we inspire and just, have a good time with.
Yeah.
I said in a recent episode, I just want to set up an event and just, come vibe out.
Yeah. And
a
it's so
drink and-
fun. It's so fun to connect and be in person. It's
Right.
such a lost art to be able to have conversations.
People are starving for that in-person
I know.
connection. So I want to be able to provide that.
I love that. That's amazing, Kaz. Well,
course.
thanks for coming on Sippin' and Selling. You and I are going to vibe later. We're going to be singing together, have some fun. And I'm going to be drinking this Dow later on tonight, too. Thank you so much for that gift.
I'm going to be drinking this.
Cask 420.
Cask 420?
It's rum. It's from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Ricans, rum infused with spices. And so
So there is no Delta 9, 8, cannabinoids, nothing. It's just for
Okay.
mouthfeel.
I mean, if there was, I'm not complaining. I was just curious.
That's okay. Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode. And if this was your first episode because you were here to check out Kaz and to catch a vibe with us, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. And I will speak to you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sipping and Selling.
With Joey Chanel.